Hi, everybody. I just wanted to share with you a very short but meaningful thought, and that is we are now reading the Parshiot in the Torah dealing with the Exodus of Egypt. And the Mishnah tells us, and this is a passage in the Haggadah, Chayav Adam Lirot Es Atzmo Ki'ilu Hu Yatza Mitzrayim. Every person must regard themselves as if they themselves were taken out of Egypt. We are not simply remembering the Exodus, but we actually have to feel that God took us out of Mitzrayim. And the question is very obvious. I was not in Mitzrayim. I was not a slave in Mitzrayim. Granted, I have to be grateful for what God did for my forefathers, but that is not the same thing as saying I myself was personally in Mitzrayim. So there's a beautiful explanation from the Balatanya, which other Sifrei Chasidus take up, and that is the word Mitzrayim has a double meaning. Mitzrayim, of course, is Egypt. It was a country, it was a nation that enslaved our forefathers. But much more so, the word Mitzrayim is connected to the word Meitzar, limitation, constriction, blockage. And in this way, there's a concept that every single person has their own Mitzrayim. It might be their arrogance, their selfishness, their egotism, their hedonism, their depression, their anger. And each person is enslaved by that Mitzrayim. That Mitzrayim enslaves me, it limits me, it blocks my ability to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What Yetzias Mitzrayim did was that God introduced into the world a spiritual power that enables each and every one of us to be liberated from the Mitzrayim that enslaves us. So the meaning of the passage, each person must regard themselves as if they themselves were taken out of Mitzrayim. It means that each person must tap into the spiritual power of Yetzias Mitzrayim to become liberated from the Mitzrayim that enslaves them. And as the old saying goes, it is much easier to take the Jew out of Mitzrayim than it is to take Mitzrayim out of the Jew. In this way, Yetzias Mitzrayim is both a historical event, and of course, as an event, it literally happened with the 10 plagues and the splitting of the Red Sea, but it also represents a certain koach, a certain power that Hashem put into the Bria, put into the creation, that enables us to be liberated from whatever it is that enslaves us, provided that we are honest in identifying the slavery and then turning to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to be able to be liberated from the slavery. Again, when we live in a materialistic culture full of assimilation, it is so easily to be enslaved to the gods, the false gods of money, power, wealth. And I think in particular, I, as a member of Or Sameach, I want to express my own personal gratitude to the mentors who, although they are unavoidably steeped in American culture, but they show us and they show our Talmidim that even if you're working within that culture, you can liberate yourself to connect yourself to the higher ideals of faith in God, observance of the Torah, learning Torah, doing mitzvos. And in that way, I think every single day, they show us what a Yetzias Mitzrayim truly should be. So thank you, and Mazel Tov, and we really appreciate all that you do for us.